G'day, how we doing? Don't panic, it's not another COVID outbreak, okay? These aren't hazmat suits. This is a bee suit. Does that give away what we're going to be talking about? These are our bees. They don't look particularly active today. Oh, reasonably, but it's fairly overcast. It's about 25 degrees, pretty humid. Now, we got this flow hive in September, is it? September? And we were all very happy and excited. We got our flow hive. And then we went to put it together. And it was a bit of a nightmare. The flow hive is excellent. I've got to give you that. The flow hive is excellent. But their instructions on putting it together, a little bit to be desired, let me tell you. I'm glad I had me mate here. Thank you very much, Rob. It took us about 2 hours to put this bugger together. But once we did, it became my pride and joy. I love it. So about 2 months later, we got our first colony of bees. Now I made a mistake because I ordered a 5-frame colony when this is actually an 8-frame beehive. Hello, girls. And but it's a good thing I did. As it turns out, my mistake turned out to be a good thing. They've been sitting here doing the things that bees do. So it's time to crack it open and check out what they've been up to. So that's what I'm going to do now. Bee suits, necessary when you start opening one of these things. Unless you're into pain, of course. That's a whole different story. So we'll open him up. And this way we'll get to see what they've been up to. Oh, we've got a beetle, an interloper. Ooh, they've stuck this one down. A beehive tool, it comes part of the kit, so that's excellent. Actually, when I ordered the full kit, so I got the smoker, which has gone out. I'm going to have to light again. The beehive tool, and you need the beehive tool because after they've been in there for a while, they actually glue it together. I don't even know what the hell they call that, but they use, they excrete this type of stuff to glue it down to stop other insects and stuff getting in there and stop the weather from getting in there. Right here, I'll light it again. And we're back with me smoker. Give it a light smoke. Yeah, not too bad actually. Yep, they've certainly and glued it down. That's quite heavy. So there's some honey in there. Just to give you an idea of what the bees are up to, that's the beauty of one of these flow hives, is they've got these inspection windows and you can see them in there. I'll be pulling some frames out down the bottom so you'll be able to see, but basically this top area here is a storage area for excess honey, and the bottom area here, that's their brood box, which is where the queen is, and this is where she produces all her eggs to make all the new bees that are required for the colony. So there's a whole ton of honey in there to feed all that brood, and anything excess is what they store up here in this top box. And later on I'll show you how we can extract that excess honey that they store. It's basically a warehouse for excess honey, and that's how we can extract that honey for our use. On an average year, or in a season, you get about 15 kilos of honey out of that we can use. Isn't that amazing? They're looking very busy in there at the moment. So we'll lift this off. Oh, it's still glued down. Either that or it's just that heavy, it's unbelievable. Oh my God, that's heavy. That has got to be coming close to full. The reason we smoke them is to quieten them down, make them a bit more docile, a bit more placid, although it doesn't look like it at the moment. That's what it does, but ultimately what it does, it hides your pheromones. So they can't tell where they're being invaded from or where the distress is from. In this case, I'm upsetting them. So they're looking for me, but they can't because of the smoke. This is a queen excluder. So you don't want the queen getting up into the storage area. You want her to keep doing her job down in the brood box where she lays her eggs and does all the good things that she does. Oh my God, they have been busy. If you can get a little bit of a close-up shot. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That was our nucleus colony that arrived. And of course, this was an 8-frame box, so we had to include another 3 frames of our own. The only niggly bit about their delivery of this was that they sent us frames that were all in pieces and we had to put together. And there was no frame included, there was no foundation included in the frames. We bought them separately. Supplied them as part of the deal, but in all honesty I can understand why they don't. Because it's beeswax that the foundation is made out of. It's very delicate and it can break quite easily. So yeah, it would be good if they did though. So we're going to try and pull these out of here to have a look, see what they're up to. Whoa, that's heavy. There's a lot of honey in there. See how the
Some smoke at me, please.
See how the bees have all gone from the top bay back down in between the frames. That's the other thing that you use the smoke for. Whoa, have a look how they've all been capped. The top part of that frame where it's all the white covering on it, that means that those are completely full and capped, and they've probably got eggs all ready to go and ready to hatch. They're looking like very happy bees at the moment. Well, perhaps not quite at the moment. Very nice. I'm not going to pull any more out at the moment. Wow. That is a very healthy colony. I'm very happy with that. They're not happy with me messing with them though, and justifiably. That's their home. Anyway, that was just to show you guys what it's, how it works, what it's like. There's a bit of a clean off while we're here. This is just wax. Come on, ladies. I'll get you back down.
Gentlemen.
Very good. Well, they've progressed a whole lot further than I expected, and that's amazingly good. Every frame is just about full to the top, and that means they've had a very good season. 2 months. Well, in that case, that's amazing. It must have been a really good season. They've completely filled the extra 3 frames. Actually, the story to that, when the guy delivered the bees with those 3 frames and 5 frames and put them into place here for us and opened it up, we pulled all the frames out with me in a suit as well, sitting here thinking, I'm going to get stung, I'm going to be dead. He pulled all the frames out to inspect them, and that 5 frame hive, travel hive that he brought along was so full, it was right to complete capacity, and in fact to the stage where the workers were already getting ready to produce another queen, because they had no place else to expand to and they were ready to swarm. So we obviously killed off that queen in the making, got rid of that, put them in here, gave them an extra 3 frames to work with, plus a huge storage area for them, for their honey. And so they had no need to swarm. So that was perfect. And this looks just so healthy, it's brilliant. Okay. We'll put the flow side of things back on. Oh God, that's got a lot of honey in it. Come on ladies, we don't want to crush you. You're back down there where you belong. Come on. That is so full, it's amazing. I'm very surprised and happy with that. Now, this is a top that you use if, for example, there is a really lean year for them and there's not much pollen, not much nectar for them to gather. So you put this lid on and the workers, okay, I'll pop it out, and you place food up here, and they can feed off that and take it back down. We haven't had to use it. We've had a brilliant year, and not only that, I mean, with our garden, with the amount of stuff going on, there's plenty for them to forage on and for them to eat. And it just shows it really in how full these things are. These frames are brilliant. There you go, girls. I won't bother you too much more now. A beetle. Sorry? Interloper. That's the one. An interloper. Yeah, they haven't started working on this side yet. Now, one thing I did learn.
Can you smoke me, please?
Smoke. I thought you didn't smoke, darling.
This one around my visor is just pissing me off.
Just a bit of information for you guys. Each bee produces about 1 tablespoon of honey in its lifetime. Oh, hello. Another beetle. Inside the hive, they keep it at 35 degrees C constantly. Doesn't matter what the temperature is outside. In the middle of winter, it'll still be 35 in there. So you try not to open the hive in winter because then you let all the hot air out. And even when it's hot, they will sit out the front there, big hordes of them, and flap their wings to cause a draft to cool it down inside. It's amazing how these things work. That's why they say they're busy as a bee. The queen. Now the queen, you may think out of a Disney production, is over there with her scepter and knighting other bees and stuff. No, that's not how it works. Sorry to burst your bubble, guys. That's not how it works. Her primary function is to produce eggs. She lives for 1 to 2 years and produces, what did it say? 800,000 eggs in her lifetime.
How many?
800,000.
Okay.
And when you think about it, that's just amazing. But then the worker bees, as a rule, only live for about 30 to 60 days. So no wonder she has to produce so many eggs, not only to replace them, but also to grow the hive. They're just amazing, amazing creatures. I took a little bit of care in how I placed the hive. I had a couple of planter boxes and I thought, well, that's about 400 mil off the ground. I'll put a top on it that makes it 450 plus the hive. It's at a perfect workable height for me. And then I just put a bit of shade cloth on a frame over the top. Gives them a little bit of shade, saves them having to work so hard in the middle of summer. But the beauty of this method of keeping bees, as compared to your classic beehives, oh, that's not down straight. There we go, that's better. Is this contraption over here. When we pull this out, remember how I told you this is the storage area for all the honey? Well, that's what it is. So when these are full, and you'll be able to tell from the side there and from in here, when these are full, all you do is put a pipe in here. This cover actually doubles and turns into a shelf, which sits here, and you put your jar on here. There'll be a spout that comes out. You turn the key, it's like a tap, and all the honey just dribbles down into your jar without having to pull the whole thing apart, uncap all the combs and get the honey. This is just so brilliant and simple. We're really looking forward to getting our first batch of honey. Now I'll tell you why. I'll give you a confession. I have never in all of my life liked honey. I don't like honey. That's just how it is. And then a friend of ours who doesn't live too far from here, in the same town, they've got a couple of hives, and they gave us a taste of their raw honey out of their hive. Oh yeah, well, why am I interested? I don't like honey. I tasted it. I went, oh my God, I can actually eat this. This is pretty damn good. So that's what really clinched it for me. Yeah. And the other great thing is, every single batch, and you'll see it if you ever get one of these, every single one of these will be a different colour, depending on where they got that honey from in that particular day or that particular week, what flowers were out at the time, what nectar they got at the time. It's just amazing. So every batch will taste slightly different because they're coming from different flowers. It's brilliant. It's quite exciting, really. I never thought I'd say that about honey, only because I don't like honey. But this stuff is different. So that's my spiel for the afternoon. I hope you liked what you saw. If you did, give us a thumbs up, give us a subscribe. You know we love that. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Have a good one.